In this video, we're going to learn on how can I add a new array element at the beginning of an array in JavaScript. Alright, so this will be a very short video, but this is a really important one. So let me show you here. We have our Chartjs here. And imagine we want to add up here in the labels a new element, but we want it at the very beginning. We got a new value, want to put it in here, for example, the color black. And what we want to do as well is we want to add up here a number. So how can we add up here the array value? Well, basically, we can do it like this. So we have this here. This looks all very fancy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use this, or first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create an array. We need to have an array. This is basically already the array. And to get this array, we can do it like this. I'll show you. And the reason I'm doing it here below is just so you can easily follow along. So we say Chartjs data, dataset, data. There we get the most important thing, because this is the pinpoint of the array. So we say here, Chartjs dot, and then we have here the data dot data sets, and this by default is also an array. So we have your data set, and then we set data. So what we can do here first is just do the console log, console.log, to show this value to see if we get the right value. So if I save this now and refresh, nothing happens here. But if I open up my developer tab, you should see an array, which is correct. Shows you the values. It shows you the amount of arrays we have, the indexable numbers 0 to 5, and the length is 6, which is correct because 0, it's an array starts with index 0. So we have this here, and now what we want to do is we want to add up the item. So how can we add up a new item here? Well, we can do it the following. What I would like to do is, first of all, to get this and create a new value as the array. This should be basically a new value. So you can say here, const, let's say data equals this here. Alright, so we've got this, and then basically what we can do here, we can replace this here. So we have this here, and if we would save this here and refresh, we will get exactly the same item here. Everything looks correct and it's exactly the same. So how do we add a value at the very end here? Well, basically we can do this. In the data, we could say, for example, we want to add up the value number 7. So we say here data dot. So we say here data dot, and then what we do is here the following. We just add up here a new value, but we need to use the value of unshift. So we say here unshift 1, and once we do this, what will happen is this value will be added in here. So if I save this now and refresh, you can see now we get the first value here. However, there's only 6 points here, or 6 labels. This is why it doesn't show the last label, but you can see we have number 1 here, and number 12 has been moved. As you can see here, number 12 was the first one, and now suddenly number 1 is replacing number 12, and number 12 moves to the right. But number 3 is missing here, and the main reason for that is, of course, we are missing a label here. So for example, we want to add up here as well another one, which is the labels constant. There's a constant labels equal. So we copy all of these values here, and then what we want to do is here we say another one, we say labels.unshift, and here we say black. Make sure that this is a string, so we say black, and then once we have that, what we can do here is remove this, put in the labels, and save that. Once we refresh here now, what happens is we have 7 items, as you can see, and we have now black, red, or blue, etc., etc. 7 elements here until orange. And that is correct because you can see here now we have red to orange at 6, and then the 7th one would be black, which is at the starting point here. So of course, if you look at the colors here in the Chartjs, this still is eventually not yet matched. We could do exactly the same here by doing basically here the background color, and we could get here maybe the black color. So let's do that one as well. What we can do here is I'll just put in here and copy this. And here I'll say black. So black is just 0 because it's RGBA 000. Alright. Oh, sorry, I don't want to do this. No, this is not what I want to do. The reason why is I need to make an array. So I'm going to remove this. All right. What I'm going to do is we're going to make a new item here, a new constant, and we can say this would be the constant of background color equals the array values here. All right. Once we did that, I can remove these spaces, but it's all right for now. I'll just ignore that, or well, it doesn't look that nice to be honest. So let's remove this as well. Let's get that in here, get it there, get it there. All right, and finally here and here. All right, so we've got this. Now what we have is the next item, which is the background color. And unshift, what is the value we want? Well, we can just copy basically this here, and then we just adjust the adjustments, or we adjust the color values. Remove the comma at the end. And here we say, well, we want to have black, so it's all 0, 0, 0. That's for the background color. All right, and then 0.2, that's fine. And then what we can do as well is we make another constant specifically for the border color. And then once we got that, we can copy almost everything here. The only thing what we have to remove probably is the RGBA. Well, I just make them solid, number 1. So there's no transparency, or the alpha level is number 1, so that the transparency is equal to 0. There's no transparency at all. So it's just solid color. Alright, we've got that. Once we did that here, we can do the border color. So we have here 2x background color, adjust it onto border color. And then do here exactly the same. We say here border color dot unshift. Add up the colors here. What will be the color? Well, we can just copy this. Put it here. Put in number 1. Oh, sorry, that's not what I want. Here, number 1. And once we did that, we can now adjust this here and put in here the values itself. So I'm just going to remove this. And the reason why I'm using these things here, because of the constants that we have here. Constant border color equals border color. So now if we save this, we push all of these values here, and there you are. You can see here, of course, I realize that the line also adjusts, but that doesn't matter for now. I guess the border color was probably not that necessary here, but here we have basically the line, and then you can see here inside it changes, but probably what would be better is if we change this to a bar chart, so you can see why I did that. Refresh here. Now you see here black, red, etc., etc. So this is basically how we can push the elements to the very first value of array, so in front of the existing array. That's how we do it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoy this video, you probably will enjoy this one as well. And if you're interested in Chartjs, check out in the description box the link directing to my Chartjs course, where you can learn everything about Chartjs. And finally, of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel.